So lately on my work from home days, I've been exercising in the evenings, which leave me a little extra time to really slow down and enjoy my mornings. One of my favorite ways to do that is by making a really yummy breakfast. I didn't have much of an appetite today, so yogurt and granola sounded like the perfect meal. A lot of the popular brands of granola are loaded with sugars, which I don't love because I usually eat granola with honey and fruit, and those already have plenty of sugar, so when I have time, I love making my own. I used to make this recipe a lot, and you'd be surprised with how simple and easy it is to make, and it's very customizable, so you can add whatever sounds yummy to you, and the full recipe will be down below as always. But for the base of the granola, I always use oatmeal, and then to bind everything together, I use a mixture of coconut oil, vanilla extract, and a bit of maple syrup. Then I look into my pantry to see what else I can add in. I found some cashews. I went ahead and crushed those up. It looks like I'm hammering my fingers here, but I swear I'm not, and I got them into the little tiny pieces, which is what I prefer for my granola. Then it was time to mix everything together, so I threw in my crushed cashews, and then I went into my pantry again to see if there's anything else I could find, and I found some coconut flakes. I sprinkled those in, and then I binded everything together with that coconut oil mixture I was talking about. I also had some chia seeds, so I made a little chia egg. This will help bind everything together and make those little clusters in the granola. The chia egg is just chia seeds and water, and it's best to do this right at the beginning so the seeds have time to absorb, but I totally forgot, so I did this at the end. It takes about 15 minutes. So while I was waiting for that, I went to see if I had anything else I could add in, and I found some of my favorite flax seeds, which if you've been watching my videos, you know that I try to put flax seeds in everything because they're just packed with tons of nutrients like omega-3s, fiber, and protein, so I sprinkled some of that in. The last step was to add in my chia egg. You'll know your chia egg is done when it looks something like this, so I went ahead and mixed it all together, and then it was time to bake. Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I did go for a little walk this morning, and I'm feeling a little hungrier than I usually do. I still don't have like a really big appetite. So you just saw me put some granola in the oven. I love this recipe. I used to make it all the time in college. I'm gonna have it with some yogurt. I'll show you the brand I use. I love this one. So I'll have a cup of this yogurt, and then I'll sprinkle some of that granola we made on top. I'll probably have it with some fruit. It's the perfect breakfast if I don't have that much of an appetite. It's really filling, it's high in protein, and it's really yummy. Plating your food all pretty makes you feel really special, trust me. It's just so pretty. Also, the granola makes your place smell so good, so that's an added bonus. So yummy. I'm gonna add a little more granola. Hey guys, so I just got back from a little walk. I got kind of busy today with work, and I've been snacking a lot, so I haven't been super hungry. I was just snacking on all of these all day because they're just so good. I didn't get a video of me eating these, but they're all from the brand Simple Mills, and I love this brand because it's just all clean ingredients. Oops. Some cookies. These, I love these. Really yummy mint chocolate crackers are so good. So like I said, I was snacking a ton, so I wasn't super hungry, but I still needed to eat. I really wanted something savory since I had been eating sweets all day. So I started with boiling some eggs. I like to do this in bulk, so I always have some in the fridge as a snack or a quick breakfast, which I know isn't for everyone, but I've always loved boiled eggs. It's a great source of protein, and all I really needed with it is some salt and pepper. Then I prepped one of my go-to kale salads. The trick to a good kale salad is you have to massage your kale. I massaged this kale with olive oil. It gives it this super yummy flavor and it softens it up. And nothing goes better with kale than garlic. I minced some of that up, sprinkled it in, and went ahead and started massaging it again. And that was pretty much the base of my salad. I used apple cider vinegar and liquid aminos as my dressing. Liquid aminos taste like soy sauce, but it contains a ton of amino acids, which are building blocks for protein. Then I sprinkled in some spirulina. Spirulina is a nutrient-dense superfood containing vitamins and minerals like B6, vitamin C, and vitamin E. Then for that nutty and cheesy flavor, I added nutritional yeast, which is a complete protein that provides calcium, iron, and potassium. Then to top it all off, I added some sauerkraut, which gave my salad this awesome acidic flavor, and it's amazing for gut health.
I swear this is something that that tastes a million times better than it looks. But it doesn't even look that bad, it just looks a little boring. So I'm gonna add a few red pepper flakes to this, and then I'm gonna eat it. I'm so excited. It tastes like little Cheez-Its.
Because I already had my pot out and the stove going, I thought, why not prep tomorrow's lunch? I've been obsessed with this edamame spaghetti. It tastes like pasta and it's packed with protein, fiber, and it's literally just made up of edamame. So I cooked those up with some mushrooms and I tossed it all in the sauce that I made. I found this recipe on TikTok. It's like this spinach pasta sauce. It's really good, and I'll leave the recipe down below.
And now it's 8 o'clock. I'm just not hungry enough to be making dinner. So I think I'm just gonna call it a night. I have some tea and I have this bar of chocolate. So yeah, I'm just gonna eat this and go to bed early. I have an early morning tomorrow.
We finally made it to the end of the week. It's Friday. I was running a little late, so I grabbed a couple of the boiled eggs we prepped on Wednesday, and then I rummaged the pantry at the office for a few snacks. And because it was Friday and I was feeling extra special, I thought, why not get my favorite lunch, sweet green? They have my favorite salad. It's the shroom mommy. It has mushrooms, tofu, and this delicious miso dressing that just tastes amazing on a sunny day with some sourdough bread. I enjoyed this outside, basking in the sun, and that Friday feeling.
So it's Friday night. I'm gonna be making some chili, and I love making this recipe because I always have leftovers afterwards and I could take it to lunch the next day and stuff like that. So ideally I like to make this on a Sunday night so that I have lunch for the next couple days after and I could like take it to work and stuff. I'm also gonna be making some cornbread with it, so I'm excited.
So I didn't grow up eating chili and I had no idea that usually people have cornbread as a side with it, which wow, having had it, I can say that the two go so well together. This was also my first time making cornbread from scratch, and it was super simple to make. I just used the Bob's Red Mill recipe that was behind the bag of the cornmeal that I bought. The directions were super straightforward and it had minimal ingredients, so it was the perfect recipe for me. After letting my cornmeal sit for a little bit, I added the flour, and then all I had to do was add the eggs and the butter. This was me trying to crack 2 eggs at the same time, and it worked. I only had to pick out a few pieces of shell, so I was pretty proud of myself. And then then lastly, I added the butter, transferred everything into a baking dish, and then it was time to bake.
So the cornbread is in the oven. I'm gonna try to make the chili in the amount of time that it'll take the cornbread to finish baking, which is 25 to 30 minutes. So let's see how fast I can make it. But first, I feel like I always work faster when my space is clean, so I'm gonna do a quick little like 2-minute clean.
Chili is one of my favorite comfort meals. It feels like a big hug in a bowl. It's nutritious, it's hearty, it's super easy to make, and the way I do it, I make it all in one pot, which makes it easy to clean up. I make this vegetarian version and it's still packed with tons of proteins from the beans, and I also use this meat substitute from the brand Abbott's, which I love because they have this chorizo flavor that is awesome for chili. And like I said, I love this because I always have leftovers afterwards.
It's finally time that we taste it. Oh, it's hot. But it's really good. I can't believe I didn't eat butter for like a year. Or maybe it was longer that I didn't eat butter, but butter makes everything better.